What is up, guys? Welcome in to Rover Sports. And yesterday was just one of the most fascinating games that we have seen in recent memory, in recent history. This was the 49ers going into New England and the 49ers going and beating the living dog shit out of Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. This is a team in the New England Patriots that has had 6 Super Bowls, that has been to 9 Super Bowls in 20 years. Every other year, the Patriots are either in the Super Bowl or they're winning the Super Bowl. This is a team in the San Francisco 49ers. This is a team with a guy in Jimmy Garoppolo that just a couple of weeks ago we were very unsure about his future. And when Jimmy G played against the Miami Dolphins, he got pulled in that game. And he was bad in that game. And Jimmy G had missed an entire season with a torn ACL. He had a pretty good year last year. He only had to throw the ball 8 times because the Packers were pathetic last year and because the 49ers were that much better, and Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, they just weren't a worthy opponent in that NFC Championship game. Point is that just 2 weeks ago, just 2 short weeks ago, the Miami Dolphins hung 50 on the San Francisco 49ers, and Jimmy Garoppolo was pulled from the game as his ankle was pretty much unsustainable. And Jimmy Garoppolo himself was bad. This offense was horrible. This team had just lost to the freaking Eagles a couple of weeks ago. And this team looked like it was a Super Bowl hangover. It looked like, the injury to a top 5 defensive player in the entire league in Nick Bosa was looming large for this team. It looked like Richard Sherman, being out, Dee Ford being hurt, every single running back being out, Debo not at 100%, no Emmanuel Sanders, Kittle's banged up, the offensive line is not where it needs to be. It was looking like, hey, last year was a magical year. You're playing in the most difficult division, probably the most difficult division, maybe the second most to the AFC North in the NFC West. It looked like the 49ers that this just wasn't their year, that Garoppolo, that they were going to have a huge decision to make. And then they go out and they play a really great game against the LA Rams, and they win that game. And you look at it and you say, okay, well, that was the 49ers, and this was Jared Goff. This was a Rams team that had a good record going in, and it's just Jared Goff just being pretty shitty and not being good, and it's a desperate team. And then you looked at the Patriots. The Patriots lost to Kansas City. The Patriots lost to Denver at home. You're thinking in this game, you know what you're thinking in this game? What is you're thinking, oh boy. You are thinking in this game right here that that Jimmy Garoppolo, you're thinking in this game pretty much, here, I'm going to get it synced up again. You're thinking that the Patriots in this moment are going to come back and gonna find a way to get it right. That's what you're thinking. The Patriots are going to find a way to get it right, and this isn't the 49ers' year. They just lost by 50 to the freaking Dolphins. But yesterday, Kyle Shanahan, this game that the 49ers played yesterday was maybe one of the greatest 49ers games maybe in the past 15 years. They went out and they physically mauled the living crap out of the New England Patriots. They took Cam Newton and they put his career on life support yesterday. It was phenomenal. It was a physical beatdown. Jeff Wilson was running the ball, just pounding them on the edge. Pancake blocks, finishing runs. Ayuk would get the ball. He wasn't looking to go out of bounds. He was looking to truck somebody. They took the will out of Bill Belichick in this dynasty. They almost ended the dynasty yesterday. The Patriots have never gotten beat like that in Foxborough since I've pretty much been alive. Or maybe when I was 2 years old in 1996. That performance yesterday was absolutely spectacular. In the words of Brett Bielema, what he would say after his team beat Texas, borderline erotic. That's what he said. The 49ers, if you love football, if you love the physical nature of taking someone's soul, that entire game, even when the Niners were blowing them out, it was absolutely incredible. They made Cam Newton yesterday look like he's a junior varsity quarterback. I mean, he even said, if I play this way anymore, my career is over. The 49ers just ended his career. Basically, Tom Brady's off, 1,000 miles away in Nevada. He's throwing 5 touchdowns. And you're looking at Bill Belichick as a guy who drafted N'Keal Harry over Deebo Samuel, over DK Metcalf, over A.J. Brown, over the Ole Miss guys. And he's nowhere to be found. But the 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo's magic, the same team that had Nick Mullins at quarterback, the same team that had C.J. Beathard at quarterback, they couldn't beat the freaking Eagles. But Jimmy Garoppolo as a quarterback, and you're seeing this with Tom Brady in Tampa Bay, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a poverty franchise. They have no funding. They have no fan base whatsoever. Their stadium, everything about it, it's poor. Their ownership, the Glazer family. That is a poor-run franchise. They've sucked ever since John Gruden's left, ever since John Lynch, Warren Sapp, ever since that defense and Tony Dungy and Gruden, they haven't been the same. But Tom Brady goes there, and instantly in 1 year, they're now spectacular. That's what Jimmy Garoppolo is to the 49ers. You can't just stump into 22-8 as a quarterback or whatever the freaking record is, 23-7. That doesn't just happen by luck. It's not like Trent Dilfer is a quarterback and he's going to be a sustainable quarterback. Okay, if Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't good, he wouldn't have won this many games. That's why Bill Belichick yesterday was staring at his future. And the Patriots yesterday, Jimmy Garoppolo made the Patriots made that mistake of giving away Jimmy G because Jimmy G was the best player on the field yesterday. He was 20 of 25. And people who don't watch the game will count that interception. It's a test of whether you watch the game or not. End of the first half, Garoppolo tried to throw it in the end zone after his first read wasn't there, so it's an interception tally. They'll say he didn't score any touchdown. That's the dumbest crap I've ever heard. The team put up 30 points on Belichick's defense. The whole 49ers team was elite yesterday, and I think it's the mental edge of having Jimmy G there, having the starter back. Right now, Kyle Shanahan's the coach of the year in this league. It's not Kevin Stefanski. Who is Stefanski beaten? That's worthy. Kyle Shanahan, this whole team was injured. You just went to a Super Bowl. You let Ryan Fitzpatrick and his 50-year-old ass come and absolutely bamboozle the crap out of you in San Francisco. And then you turn it around, you beat the Rams, and then you go on the road. And you go all the way across the country and you play the greatest coach in the history of football and you take your injury-riddled team and you blast that team by 30. That is what the great coaches in this league do. That's why he's the early running for coach of the year, because he patched it together. His quarterback was injured. The best defensive player in the league or on his team. Not in the league, but a top 5 defensive player. Nick Bosa goes out. The whole team is missing everybody. Sherman, Witherspoon. You're starting Emmanuel Mosley. You're starting practice squad guys. Jason Verrett, who was awful last year. Awful. Unplayable. And you have Fred Warner. You have these defensive guys now coming in there, this linebacking core. I mean, it's special. I mean, the way that defense played yesterday was special. The effort, the tackling, the attention to detail. George Kittle, everybody in this organization, it's elite from a psychology standpoint. John Lynch has done an elite job. This team could have cratered and quit. They had every excuse to. Just won a Super Bowl or just got to a Super Bowl. It's COVID. It's 2020. There's no fans ever at Levi Stadium. They had every excuse to pack it in. Oh, we don't like our quarterback, Oh, we're probably going to get rid of our quarterback. And I know that we're at the halfway mark right now. And I know that there's a lot of football left to be played. But yesterday, if you're a 49ers fan, you got to be proud of Jimmy Garoppolo for having, again, the resilience of the entire media hating on this guy, jealous of Jimmy Garoppolo, jealous of the success, jealous that he's starting at quarterback, jealous of Kyle Shanahan, wants to mock Kyle Shanahan, wants to mock the 49ers, wants to point out problems that don't relate to them. Because the 49ers are here, and they're going to go to Seattle next week, and they're going to beat the Seattle Seahawks, and they're going to get to a Super Bowl, and they're going to have a chance to win a Super Bowl this year again. And there's going to be fans there, I hope. We'll see what happens. But the 49ers fans might go to Tampa and might get this championship. Jimmy Garoppolo might win it in Tom Brady City. He's an elite level quarterback, an elite leader. This team is back with Jimmy Garoppolo. This team fights for Jimmy G, and Jimmy is just a winner. Everywhere he goes, he wins. And you could say, oh, well, it's Kyle Shanahan. You could say, oh, it's Shanahan. Oh, it is he stumbled into he's in a great situation, unlike Matt Stafford. I mean, Garoppolo brings it. He brings consistency to the position. He leads this team. It was an impeccable performance by the 49ers in every regard. And now you look at Cam Newton, he's on the brink. His career right now, it could be Jarrett Stidham time in New England, because Cam Newton's going up to Buffalo, and Buffalo could put the death nail in Cam Newton for the season. The Bills can go out there and they now have their shot. They have Belichick in their sights. They can knock out Bill Belichick. But it didn't all happen in a vacuum. The Bills needed the 49ers to go out to New England yesterday, and they needed the 49ers to bring down one of the most brutal beatdowns of Bill Belichick's entire career. I mean, that game probably wanted to make Belichick retire. I mean, that was biblical. That was glorious. That was exceptional. That was historic. That was impeccable. That was absolutely beautiful. For everybody that has watched the New England Patriots and watched them just rule over the NFL, to see a team in San Francisco go out there, a team that has been hurt all year, a team that just got to a Super Bowl last year and had one of the most brutal losses in a fourth quarter, to see them have the bounce back after getting beat by 50 against a team in the Miami Dolphins that have been so irrelevant for the last 30 years, to see a quarterback that has never even started a playoff game that's almost 60 years old and Ryan Fitzpatrick just mock this team, to see a team in the Eagles who absolutely blow, to see a team in the Eagles go and just beat this 49ers team. The fact that in 2 weeks Kyle Shanahan was able to control this locker room, it just shows the elite level composure of Kyle Shanahan. It shows Jimmy Garoppolo. It shows George Kittle. It shows the leaders in this organization, Sherman being there, Brandon Ayuk, Fred Warner. It shows the type of leaders that the 49ers are. It shows the ability of this coaching staff and Robert Saleh. It shows the special togetherness that this team really has. It was impeccable. The way that they were able to respond yesterday was just, I mean, and the fact that they physically mauled them, got the turnovers, that Jimmy G point guarded this offense. And that's the thing about him. He's not going to have the running ability of a Big Ben. He's not going to have the arm strength of Big Ben, of Patrick Mahomes, of Kyler Murray. He's not going to have the running ability. He's not going to be the flashiest guy, but he is an elite level point guard. He gets the ball where it needs to be. He's accurate, and he moves this team down the field at will. And on third down, he could be ice. You give him a couple of moments, and he just sees the field. He can react, and he just has elite level instincts for the position. He has a feel to the game that just is uncanny. He just has a feel. He knows moments. He knows where to place the ball. He knows how to seize moments. He just has that winning mentality, that winning edge when you see him play football. He was completely under control from the get-go yesterday. It was flawless. The entire team was run just completely flawlessly. Everybody was doing their job. The offense, the defense, the special teams. Everybody was locked in, dialed in. Everybody was playing at peak capacity. There were no missed assignments yesterday. And everybody was out there, and Cam Newton, he could barely look like he can throw a ball anymore. And they were getting pressure to him. They were intercepting the ball, and on offense, every time it was 7 yards a carry, 8 yards a carry. The offensive line out there blocking, everybody hitting their blocks, finishing their play, and absolutely taking the will from their opponent, just like George Kittle would say, stealing their soul. If you're a 49er fan, you just got to be so glad about Kyle Shanahan, about Garoppolo, about John Lynch. And you got to look forward to now the rest of the season because now the 49ers are back on schedule. Now Super Bowl, now everything that you dream about is within reach. Now possibly building a dynasty of your own. Maybe winning another NFC title. Maybe going to a Super Bowl again. Maybe playing the Bucs for a chance to stay in Tampa Bay and win a Super Bowl there. Maybe getting another shot at Mahomes in the championship game. Maybe winning a Super Bowl and winning a ring and bringing it back. This could be a historic year, and I saw it yesterday. And it was buried at 4 o'clock amongst other games. But you saw yesterday just an elite level coach and an elite performance by the San Francisco 49ers.